everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Sandra, and today we're going to do a tarot pick-a-pile card reading for the astrological sign of Capricorn for the year 2021. And because not all Capricorns are the same, we actually are going to give you a choice of 3 different piles to choose from. We have number 1 here with a red stone. We have pile 2 here with the yellow stone, and pile 3 with the blue stone. And this is going to be for your sun, moon, and or rising sign. So if any of those things are in the sign of Capricorn, this is a good reading for you to watch. Also, it's a good idea to watch the other corresponding videos. So let's say your sun is in Capricorn, but your moon is in Gemini and your ascendant's in Pisces, then you should also watch the Gemini and the Pisces videos as well, because you might get some extra meanings and readings. When you choose your pile, it's a good idea to go with the one that your gut instinct is drawn to, whichever one draws you in the most. So it's a kind of a gut instinct kind of thing. If you are drawn to more than one pile, you can watch more than one, because there may be some extra messages or some other things you can glean from the other pile if that happens. Sometimes there's some similar energies going on there. We're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on the piles. There will be timestamps in the description, so you can go directly to your pile when you're ready to go see that reading. When you get to your readings, we are going to do the tarot cards, and then we also have charms and our oracle spheres that we're going to do. So you can be thinking of a yes or no question that you would like to get an answer to that we'll get later on in the reading. Okay, guys, we're going to give you a moment or so to reflect, and then we'll see you at your pile. Hello, Capricorn pile 1, those of you that chose the red stone. We're going to get your general energies and other things that you might be dealing with throughout the year 2021. We have our Black Moon Astrology card, and we're going to read out the booklet for that because there's lots of detailed information in here, and I didn't want you to miss out on something important, so we're going to look at that. We also have our tarot cards that we're going to get clarification and maybe some extra information from. We have our charms we're going to look at, as well as our oracle spheres. So you could be thinking of your yes/no type of question that you'd like an answer to that we'll do towards the end of the reading. All right, let's see what we've got here. We got number 39, air element communicating. All right, let's see what the booklet has to say about that. I think that energy was also in Scorpio, one of the piles too. All right, here we go. All action results from thought, so it is thoughts that matter, the Sai Baba. Think it over first. Put some mental effort into it before you put your talk into action. Be logical and sort it out. The air element is about being objective and becoming mentally inspired. When we think of air, we think of clouds and sky and what connects us to the beyond. Air is all about lofty thinking, being broad-minded and expansive. Air sign people, Geminis, Librans, and Aquarians, sometimes come off as a little cool and detached. They weigh everything, mull the situation over, decide what they think, and then they process what they feel. Air also reminds us of flight and flights of the mind, or what the air element, rules over. Those governed by air signs are mentally inclined and tend to distance the emotions. Air can represent overthinking and distancing the heart and emotions with abstractions and mental puzzles. But this works well when things do need to be sorted and clarified. Also, air also represents clear seeing in all its capacities, so can signify clairvoyant abilities, as well as seeing things for what they truly are without emotions involved. When the air element card presents itself in a reading, it is time to put into words what you want, what you desire, and what you expect. The good news is some issues you've been working on at the current time and possibly from the past are now being resolved. You are able to face them without pretense, but most importantly, with honesty. Air is all about being quick on your toes, how curious you are, and how ingenious. Air also gives us the power to apply our energies in diverse ways. It's all about being spontaneous, in the moment, and landing on your own feet. And where you are able to approach things with precision and sharpness, there's also freedom now to take a new path. Air signs look young, so this card is all about feeling young, looking at things anew, having energy, and being young. When your question is about relationships or romance, someone may not be willing to commit as much as the other at this time. It is possible that they are embarrassed or not as comfortable after sharing of impasse in relationships. It can become a type of weighing of all the angles and the odds and being unable to reach a decision, but this will only be a temporary matter. Excuse me. You can expect travel in the near future when this card comes up. And it should be a major trip, not a trip that might be routine. It will take planning, and air travel may be involved. Learning about new things will also feature either through cultural experience or visiting educational places. Mountainous regions may also play a part. Sometimes this card simply means ambition and the need to soar as high as you can, which is now possible more than ever before. Ideally, this card indicates the powers of manifestation, the magic of mind and thought bringing ideas into being. What you think might be can happen, so guard how you think and especially careful as to the words you choose. To spell a word, that is to say a word, is a cast a spell. The ancients knew that words held magic within them, so do thoughts. If nothing else, the air element card indicates that your mind and words have power, so use them well. The air element card in brief: travel, especially air travel, airports, weather, being in the clouds, using words, getting a piece of news, gossip, writing, speaking, lectures, classes, publishing, getting the word out, writing, speaking, lectures, classes, publishing, and getting the word out. Sorry, didn't mean to read that again. Getting your point across, facilitation, having a divided mind, balance, testing theories, fairness, impartiality, science, music, wind instruments, the voice, the hands, the eyes, and brain, ability to think things through, to analyze, intelligence, finding a solution, being inventive, cleverness, being humane, being humanitarian, overlooking prejudice, blowing hot and cold, towers, aloofness, having a cool exterior, motion, suspension, clarity and mental acuity, magic wands, feathers, birds, winged insects, smoke, incense, and smudging. The corresponding tarot card is the Ace of Swords, and the key ideas are travel, flight, writing, abstract reasoning, science, technology, and impartiality. All right, so let's see how this might affect you this year, or what might go on. All right, we've got number 12, the Temple Path. Okay, so that might mean the journey that you guys might take this year, if you are traveling, might be a spiritual one. You might be going to some special temple, or especially in a mountainous region, or you might just be going on a spiritual journey in general. You might just be heading that direction. So let's take a look and see what else we have going here. The Star card, the Nine of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Empress, the Sun, oh how beautiful, the King of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Hermit. Okay, wow. I think a spiritual journey is definitely possible this year. We have a couple of Wands cards, which deal with our relationship with spirit a lot of times, and spiritual endeavors and that kind of thing. And even though you only have a couple of them, they kind of denoted that for me. They kind of, along with the Star card and a couple of other things here, we have the Three of Wands and the Nine of Wands. And this Three of Wands is very interesting because she's, looking out over the horizons, contemplating things. The Nine of Wands here is a little bit of a defensive stance, not quite as much as the 7. The 7 is, ready for battle right then. The 9 is a little bit more preparing for those defenses. But it's also, the 9 is almost the 10, which means that it's almost a completed journey, or almost finishing up a task, or finishing up a journey. And with the Sun card here and looking out at the Sun, the Empress card, which deals with, Mother Earth and fertility and all of those things. And we have the Knight of Swords and the Hermit. The Hermit quite often is looking inward, seeing our spiritual self, kind of that energy. And I feel like that's kind of the energy you guys have this year, where you're going to be looking in upon yourself. You're going to be looking at your connection with spirit. You're going to look at your connection with nature. You're going to look at your connection with the universe in general. And you're just going to kind of get an idea of where you fit, what your abilities are. I think some of you are going to be opening up to some psychic abilities this year, and clairvoyance a little bit, being able to see things. I kind of see that as being something here. The Knight of Swords, the Swords energy is an air energy, and it deals with our mind and our thoughts and things that can come to us. And the Knight of Swords quite often is, it's almost like their nightmares or their worries of what could happen and that kind of thing. And you guys have a little bit of power this year to kind of think things into fruition. And by doing that, that means good or bad things. Okay, whatever you might consider a bad thing. So be very careful about your thoughts this year. Try not to let your thoughts wander to negative energies or to what could happen, especially, things that you may not want to happen. Let's try not to dwell on that this year. Let's try not to let our mind wander to those things. Let's go ahead and use the youthful energy that the Page of Pentacles is bringing forth here, and the Empress card as well. She is also doing that. Because we do have, this is the Witch's Tarot deck, and I kind of see that, you have a group of witches, a coven here, and they are, kind of casting spells, or can cast some spells, or can kind of, and they're right here in nature, and they're, bringing forth really good, bountiful things. And so I do feel like you guys might have that energy this year where what you think, what you say, how you visualize the world can come to being quite a bit. And a lot of that has to do with you connecting with your place in the universe, your place with spirit, your psychic abilities, other issues like that. You're going to be exploring a lot of that this year. You're going to be looking at a lot of that. You're going to be learning some of those things this year. It's going to be a new journey. You're going to set out on a new journey. That's where the Ace of Cups is coming in. And the Knight of Swords as well, because the Knight of Swords is ready to go out and charge with those ideas. He's ready to just go out and do it. And that's kind of where you guys are at. You guys are ready to do that. The Page of Pentacles is kind of bringing you some knowledge, kind of bringing you some news, some messages, some other things. The King of Cups is kind of bringing you, it's nice. He can look between his head and his heart, and he's kind of a counselor. He's, kind of that energy. And so there's somebody in your life that may be that way. Like you maybe have a mentor or a guru or a pastor or a priest or some other type of spiritual leader like that, that might help you on this journey. And I think it's great because this particular sun card is wonderful. It's showing all the different zodiac signs around it with the flower in the middle. I really find this a really intriguing card. It's really cool. I think you guys might be studying things like astrology or other, like I said, your hidden talents or your relationship with spirit is going to be really important this year. And I think you're going to get some emotional fulfillment out of that. I think it's going to, really come to fruitful fruition for you, if that makes any sense. You're going to, it's going to bear fruit for you. It's going to maybe lead you on a new path that you never thought was possible. one of the things I noticed when I started down this path myself was a lot of YouTube videos started showing up for me on a lot of different topics that I just almost could not get enough of. I started looking into astrology, numerology, tarot reading, pretty much everything, psychic abilities, and I kept, and I wasn't doing any searches or anything. They just started popping up. And then, of course, once I started watching them, more things popped up. But um, it was interesting how at a time in my life in which that became something extraordinarily interesting for me, extraordinarily, almost like I was drawn to it in such a way that I couldn't help myself. And synchronicities happened in the universe, and things started showing up, and I started, getting more knowledge, and was able to study and get books and learn courses, take some courses from some different people, do all these other things. And all of that came to me all around the same time, and I didn't even know it was what I wanted. I didn't even know that that was a path I was going on. And I'm thinking that's kind of where you guys are at right now. That you may not even realize that that is the path that you're kind of heading on. It's kind of a new, exciting, different thing for you this year, but I do think that that is something you're going to be exploring and seeing what you think of those things and your ideas about those things, and maybe even reforming some of the old notions and ideas that you had in your mind up to this point, and reforming new ones and coming up with new ideas and new thoughts and new patterns and new ways of looking at the world and tapping into those energies. So I really feel like that's where you guys are going this year. Let's take a look at your charms and see if we have any other messages or other things that might be useful to us here. And then we also have our oracle sphere, so you can be thinking of your question that you would like an answer to. And let's see, we'll give these a good mix up, and then we'll see where we're at here. Okay, it's really okay. Wow, ooh, lots of stuff going on. Wow, that's more than we normally have. Let's take a look here. Lots of stuff. We have the money bags, which with the Sun card and the Page of Pentacles, some money might be coming your way. But I really almost see this as once again, it's your relationship with the earth. It's your relationship with Mother Earth. It's your relationship with Spirit, I think, is going to really grow, and you're going to be richer because of it. I really feel like that's kind of where you're going with that this year. Once again, we have a flower that kind of shows that as well. It's kind of your relationship with Spirit and Mother Earth, and growing things, growing that information there. I think is where you're at. We've got lots of letters. Let's see if we can pull those out. They might mean something specifically to you. The first thing that came to me right there is God. So your relationship with God, the universe, Spirit, however you want to think of it, I think is going to be very important this year. We also have Lord, Lord, is another word that popped up. So once again, it's all of that. Let's see. Okay. Let's go through and figure out. I also have the word girl, which to me, once again, denotes Mother Nature again. I also see W. O N D. So wonder or wander. I think that's something you're gonna, learn a lot of stuff this year. All right, let's go through these letters. I'm gonna say them slow, so you've got a chance, because I know they're really hard to see here. And that way you can think of words that come to mind when you have these letters that you can put together. We have GIRLUBWONDL and another D. Okay, so you guys can come up with some words out of those, some other things that might inspire you, or things that come to your mind when you see those, and there might be messages. Oh, sorry, a couple more letters here. We have an R, an M, and a C as well. Okay. So once again, those letters are R, G, I, R, L, U, B, M, W, O, N, D, L, D, and C. So lots of words you can come up with there. We also have the numbers 6 twice, which is pretty important. 6 deals with our emotional happiness, also our youthful energy, which the card talked about, being youthful or thinking youthful. Because the Six of Cups has to do with kind of going back in time a little bit, or having, thinking about things, what things were like when we were children or childlike, or that kind of thing. And so I feel like that's kind of a feeling you're wanting to go into. We also have a feather here, which is a message from Spirit that they're with you and they're looking with you. We also have the word grace, which also goes along with that very well. So if you guys are religious in any way, shape, or form, that word grace might mean something very important to you. We also have a love, so grace and love, you're loved very much. We also have another feather, so Spirit is definitely with you this year and very close to you this year and working with you and being with you and helping you along this journey. We also have the cross, so once again, a spiritual journey. Working with your ideas with Spirit, looking at your how you see things, how you see Spirit, what your ideas are on that. So that's definitely something that is something you're working on this year. Okay, let's see. We've got some cards here. Let's go ahead and see what those are. We have the Five of Wands, which is a change card, and it is dealing with Spirit as well. It is a wand card, so wands deal with our relationship with Spirit, our connection to Spirit. You also have the Eight of Wands. That is shooting ideas out into the universe. That's fast changing. That's fast paced. So once again, but it is dealing with our relationship to Spirit. I still think that is extraordinarily important for you guys this year. You have the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades it's another air element. It's the Ace of Swords, and it also deals with clarity. I think you guys are going to start getting clarity on your ideas about your spirituality and spirit and that kind of thing. It's also a new journey, which the Ace of Cups was also showing as well. So this is a new journey that you're going to be embarking on. You have the Seven of Cups or Seven of Hearts. That does denote some more change. Some more other things, also some emotional energies going on there. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen. Those, once again, are just strong energies, earth energies, and dealing with Mother Earth, at least in my opinion. I think that's where those are going this year. We have the Owl, so I think you're going to gain quite a bit of wisdom this year. I think you're going to find out that thing. We have the Shooting Star here and the Moon with the Star, and we had the Star card. So once again, learning about the mysteries of the universe, the mysteries of astrology and numerology and your spirit, other things like that. I see that as being, something, your intuition. You might learn to tap into your intuition this year as well. Honey, don't bark. Okay, we also have a couple of unicorn energies here, which I really like because that's magical. It's a magical journey. This is kind of a magical time for you. We also have the rainbow cloud here kind of going through with that as well. So to me, this is a very magical type of journey that you're going on. It's going to feel very magical to you and very different. We have a couple of different symbols that deal with kind of the sea. We have the dolphin, a little tiny charm here. But it also, this particular dolphin also kind of looks like the moon energy too, so it kind of goes along with that together, which I always found kind of interesting. We have the mermaid fins. That's just, once again, hidden knowledge, hidden depths, because we also have the seashell with the pearl in it. things in the ocean are under, they're very much under the sea. We don't know what what's under there and what's there, and so it's interesting how by having these, you'll find the pearl. Basically, you're gonna find that inner hidden depth. You're gonna mine things from the hidden depths. Okay, if that makes any sense. Luxury. You have a couple luxury items here as well. You got the shoe, and that kind of thing. You have some lucky items. Your luck is going to be very good this year. We have the horseshoe, we have the four-leaf clover, and we have the key with the four-leaf clover, and also kind of the heart. They're kind of four-leaf clover hearts. So I think you might be lucky in love. I think you might be lucky in finances or other things this year. I just think luck is going to be on your side. You do have the Cupid. So that means you guys might have some really interesting romantic relationship this year as well. We do have the winged heart. So I find that intriguing that, your heart might soar this year. You might, kind of go to the high depths in your heart this year. We also have forever on our thing there. So I just really see that you guys have some a lot of love, a lot of luck coming this year. We do have a little bit of creative energies going. We also have some words that might be useful to you: warrior, enough, and hope. And the bulldog energy, not letting go, as opposed to the sheep energy, which is kind of going along with the flow and the way things are going. So I think that's kind of your path. You can go either way. And the creative energy with the musical symbol there. So those are the kinds of energies you're going to be dealing with this year and the things that you can do. Okay, let's go ahead and get our oracle sphere so we can get our answer to our question that we have. We have 4 different stands that you can choose from that your answer can appear on. We have number 1 green, number 2 red, number 3 blue, and number 4 yellow. So you can go by color, number, whatever sounds good to you there. See where you'd like your answer to appear, and let's see what we've got. Oop. Number 1 green is a maybe. Number 2 red is a not sure. That might mean the question isn't real clear or some other things need to play out first before the answer can be known. Number 3 blue is a no. Oh, goodness, that one just wants to fly everywhere. Well, I thought another one came out, but I guess not. Oh, there it is. And a number 4 yellow is also a no. My goodness. We got stuff going everywhere. I'll have to find that one later. Okay. So, number 1 green was a maybe. Number 2 is a not sure. Number 3 blue is a no. And number 4 yellow was a no. All right, so that's the answers to our Oracle Sphere questions. I hope you guys had some interesting insight for your year coming through from the video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share this video and other videos on the channel with your friends and family. Put it out there on all the different social medias. Give them a chance and an opportunity to check the channel out. Leave us comments in the comment section. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. All of those things are free to do, and they help us out greatly. The channel's been growing slowly but steadily for a while now, and we like to keep that growth going, and that's the easiest way for that to happen. And we really, really, really appreciate it. It helps YouTube decide to share our videos with other people. So that's just the easiest way for the channel to grow. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings out there on lots of different topics, so some of those might be of interest to you. We also have flip-throughs of the different card decks so you can see what they look like. We also have videos on how to read tarot cards. And we're going to start a new series coming forward where we're going to read runes as well as numerology with those videos. It's a new series we're going to be including in the channel that might be of interest to you in the future. Okay, guys, we look forward to seeing you in future videos. We hope you have a wonderful 2021, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Capricorn, Pile 2, those of you that chose the yellow stone. Let's take a look at what energies and other things you might be dealing with in 2021. We have our Black Moon Astrology card that we're going to look at first, and we're going to read in the booklet for that because there's lots of information in here, and I want you to get all the detailed things you might get out of that. We also have our tarot cards we're going to look at for more information. We're going to look at our charms as well, and we're going to do our oracle spheres so you can get an answer to your yes or no type of question that you'll have. So let's take a look at where we're at. Number 29, 5th house, creativity. Okay. It's a really good card. We like that one. Okay. Every child is an artist. The problem is staying an artist when you grow up. Pablo Picasso. Be happy. Give yourself the gift of happiness. If the zodiac had a fun house, it would be the 5th house. Pleasure, creativity, and children are all elements of this house. Being ingenious and in the limelight of another element. We find our childlike imaginations through storytelling and fantasy. Playing is very much what the 5th house is all about. That's why this part of the chart also rules over romance, especially the beginning stages. As children, our imagination knows no bounds and we indulge in creative performances. When, as adults, we dip into the field, we allow our minds and hearts to roam free and produce masterpieces. When the 5th house brings romance, we also enter into a kind of playfulness, a second joy, that happiness inside the playground of adulthood. This card turning up in a reading indicates that you have created or will begin to create something to be proud of, something that will bring others joy. It may have you on a stage or just an area where adults can let down their hair and become as children, responsive, joyful, and free. You can expect the completion of a project or the accomplishment of a significant goal for which there will be a celebration. You have put hard work into a project and will now see the results. Gifts, parties, gatherings, premieres, galas, or even a wedding may figure in. You could become involved in a school setting with children or mostly young adults. Since the 5th house is the natural house position for the sign Leo, someone close to you, a potential lover, a mate, or the two of you together will make a striking appearance. It's time to go out and be seen. This card may turn up during the time of a budding romance. Perhaps your current relationship will go through positive transformation, or perhaps there is a new potential mate on the scene. The 5th house is also strongly tied to artistic expression, meaning art of every kind, from painting to drawing to creating stage sets, costuming, writing stage and screenplays, making films, as well as music. If you're a parent, the 5th house stands for your children. It also stands for other offspring, such as grandchildren, and sometimes even the friends of your children. This card turning up could indicate that a younger relative is about to be singled out for special acknowledgement. The Jupiter card appearing next to the 5th house card in a spread points to awards and rewards, while the Saturn card next to the 5th house card could indicate a depression or a slowing up of energy, or the feeling of being stuck. If it were the Leo or Neptune card, it would designate creativity and abundance. The 5th house card is all about finding joy in creativity and self-expression with promise of a jubilant return to childhood. It can denote a carnival-like atmosphere where life becomes a three-ring circus, but usually in the best way possible. It's all about multitasking, taking on more than is expected, and then making a spectacular success of it. This is the card of mastery and victory, in a deep way such as that which you already carry inside your heart. All is possible now. The most important thing is to move forward. The 5th house card in brief: pleasure, laughter, parties, getting a rush, attraction, the early stages of romance, or the joyous element found in healthy romance. Flings, love-making, weddings and marriage, children, childlike delights of the soul, being proud of offspring or students, pride, acting in a dignified or noble way, being of pure heart, art and the creative impulse, creating for dramatic or public purposes, the public, appearing in front of an audience, the stage, applause, stage plays at schools, making movies and videos, B-movies, the entertainment business, graphic novels, games, and puzzles, expressing your creativity in unique and inventive ways with a view to presenting your work in a public forum. The corresponding tarot card is the 6 of Cups, and the key ideas are the bliss of childhood, creativity, the stage, staying open, hobbies, having fun, festivities, and free expression. All right. So an exciting card in general. All right, let's see what else we've got. We've got cornucopia, number 11. Okay, that just means great abundance, great things coming to fruition. Also, I kind of see cornucopia along with the creativity thing of you may have lots of creative things just overflowing within you this year. So that's very possible too. Let's see what other cards we have going. We have the Moon card. We have the Six of Cups. The Sun. Oh, that's so pretty. The King of Wands. The Page of Wands. Oh, yes, yes. Creativity, definitely. Seven of Wands. You guys are overflowing with creativity this year. The Hermit. The Strength card. The Hierophant. The Seven of Pentacles. The Devil card. And the Ace of Swords. Okay, wow. You guys are full of creativity, and children play a big part this year as well. It could just be childlike energy, or it could be, I see that maybe some of you guys who have been wanting to have a baby and maybe have had trouble doing so, this might be a good year for that to happen. I feel like that creative abundance might be coming forth here with the Sun and the Six of Cups. Children might play a very big factor here. I think having a child might be very important this year. But if that is not the case, if you're not wanting to have children, or you're not in the mode to have children anymore, or that kind of thing, if that is not the energy that's going on here, then it's just creativity and abundance. You're going to be creating a lot of things. You have creativity overflowing this year. You can create it in all different manners, any way that works for you. But I think, with the Seven of Pentacles here, you notice how she is growing these plants and these pots. She's kind of doing it out in an area that's not even very easy to do. She has to do it in pots. She's, in the city kind of thing. She's not even in a garden. She even maybe slightly looked pregnant right there too as well. But if nothing else, she's definitely growing things and enriching things. And I feel like that is where you guys are heading this year. You're going to be growing lots of stuff, lots of creativity, lots of building things from that point of view. You might tap into your hidden knowledge with the Moon card and the Hierophant here. The Devil card, in this case, you might have a new passionate energy in a new relationship. But what I see with the Devil card for almost all of you, what really kind of comes to mind here and what really just pushes forward is releasing of the chains. That you're going to start feeling like your life has no bounds, that you finally are seeing things clearly. With the Ace of Swords, you're going to see your opportunities available to you. You're going to be able to build on your creativity, your inner knowledge, these other things coming forward here. You've got the youthful energy with the Page of Wands. You've got the King of Wands here. That he's at the topmost. You're going to have a lot of passion and fire and creativity going this year. And you're going to feel free for the first time in maybe forever. Maybe first time in a long time, but it might even be the first time ever in your life. You're going to feel like you were chained down before, and now you're not. Your creativity's been unleashed, and it can just pull forward from you. You can just pour it forth, and there it is. You have some inner wisdom and knowledge. Some hidden truths are going to finally be revealed to you. Also, I got a message here that some of you guys might be coming out this year. So if you are gay or lesbian, you might come into your strength and actually be able to let people know that for the first time. That might be where the releasing of constraints are coming from. That's kind of a message that kind of came through for some of you. In this case, it's kind of like the pregnancy thing. It's not for everybody, but it is for a group of you. I feel like that might be something that is going to come forward this year, that you're going to finally be able to release that. And that's going to help you release who you really are. I really feel like that's kind of the energy this year, that you're going to finally feel free and be able to be like a child running through the meadows and the grass and doing, you're going to feel so free this year. It's just going to be, the chains are going to be lifted. You're going to feel like you can go anywhere, do anything, and just, create all kinds of stuff. You're gonna be very creative and just feeling like you're creating things this year. And like I said, for quite a few of you, not all of you by any means, but a lot of you, if you've been wanting to have children, this is definitely the year for that. Dealing with your children, if you already have children, I think that's something. I think your relationship with them is going to grow this year. I think you're going to be able to connect with them better, do things with them better. If you're a teacher, I think you're going to have some wonderful creative ideas for teaching and helping your students. I think that's going to overflow with you this year. So just all of that kind of energy going on this year for all of you. That's just kind of, all of that's just happening. It's just this wonderful overflowing of energy and creativity. It could be on the stage, it could be in stage, stage plays, writing, it could be in acting, it could be in, set design, it could be in music, it could be in art, it could be in anything. Just whatever you feel like you're connected to, that's where you can go. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our charms too, because there might be some other good messages there for us. We also have our oracle spheres that we're going to get to here in a moment. Alrighty, we're going to look at our charms. Okay, let's see what we've got here. The first thing that I see is we've got some letters here. Let's go ahead and do those. Turn over these cards. We've got YALH and a W. So it's funny. Oh, we also have a D. Or is that an O? Oh, sorry, that's an O. I almost saw like Yale or Hail or Yell. I just kind of see that as being like the wail and the hail of victory, basically. That was kind of the emotions I got out of that for some reason. I don't know why, but there we go. We'll just go with that. We have the Two of Wands. So once again, that's a passionate energy because it is a Wands card. Once again, it deals with our fire, our spirit, and our creativity. But being a 2, it's also a coming together. And we did talk about you might get in a loving relationship this year that's kind of fiery and passionate, and that is possible. Sorry about that. I keep moving my desk today. Because we do have the love symbol here, so you might, that might have to do with passion and love. And we also have this love symbol, kind of with Cupid's arrow. So you might feel like you were shot in the heart by Cupid because, it just goes so fast for you. You might, fall head over heels in love and just be totally surprised by it. We have a family's love is forever. So once again, that's the family thing. You guys might be growing your family. You might be, making that grow. You might get married this year. For those of you that have that love passion going on, we do have the word warrior, which I find interesting because that went along with the strength card. I think some of you guys are going to feel very strong this year, like you can just go out and accomplish anything or do anything. And I really feel like that's kind of the energy, the passion that you're going to feel this year, and that's great. She believed she could, so she did. So yes, that's the warrior energy. That's going out and doing it. You believe you can do it. You just go do it. You just go create. And all you have to do is believe in it and just head there and go. You have the salamander energy, which once again is that fiery, passionate energy. Coming up with things that you're passionate about and going out and doing them and taking care of them. We have the live in the moment. I always love it when that one comes up because you guys are so full of fiery passion this year. You might move forward so fast that you forget to enjoy time as it goes, because your life might just feel very quick this year. Things just might be just going, and just running because you're just so full of passion and going there and doing that you might not even realize it, and you might forget to enjoy it as it goes along. So that's just kind of a little thing there to go, hey, by the way, enjoy this, don't forget it. We have the snake here, which I kind of see as symbolizing the Garden of Eden and the coming together of Adam and Eve. So I almost see that kind of relationship maybe coming forward here for you guys. It's also, we have the temptation that the snake gave, and you have the devil card too. You guys might be tempted into something this year. You might overindulge a little bit in some things that maybe you shouldn't do. So be very cautious about that. Pay attention to it could be very quick for you guys to become very passionate about, overeating or partaking of too much alcohol or other things like that. You might, that kind of energy. Also, for those of you who know anything about Vedic astrology, Rahu and Ketu are a snake that got cut in half. They represent basically the North Node and the South Node in astrology. And Rahu and Ketu, but Rahu especially, is the head of the snake, and he's always wanting to get everything, and he's kind of this over gluttonous kind of energy, and just taking in things too much and too fast, and so forth. And I think that snake might represent that, especially with your devil card in your reading. So just be cautious of that. It's just kind of a warning there for some of you guys to be very careful about that. We do have the swan energy, which I kind of see as you being able to blossom, you being able to grow, become beautiful there. We have the hammer, which is wonderful, hammering away at things, also building things, creating things. So I see that energy. We have the horse, horse head. Whenever I see horses, I always think of thoroughbred horses out there racing and moving forward and moving very quickly, and that's kind of the energy you have this year. But we also have the turtle. So I also want you to keep in mind, slow and steady wins the race, and that kind of goes along with the live in the moment thing. Don't let your passions and your energies run away with you so much this year that you don't slow down to enjoy it. You don't slow down to maybe make sure you're not overindulging and that kind of thing. It's still kind of a warning thing going on there. Make sure you balance that energy out this year. We do have the wheat penny, which I kind of see as being fruitful with your endeavors this year as well. We also have the key, and whenever the keys show up, to me they just always show you have the key to whatever it is that you want out of your year this year. Whatever you would like to accomplish, you have the key to do that. And so whenever that shows up, that's always what I think of when I see that. Okay, let's get our oracle spheres. Our answer to our question here. We have 4 different stands you can choose from. We have number 1 blue, number 2 yellow, number 3 green, and number 4 red. So you can pick by number, color, whatever interests you, and you can decide which one you would like your answer to appear on. And we have number 1 blue, which is a maybe. Number 2 yellow, which is a not now. Number 3 green is a maybe. And a number 4 red is a not sure. So that just might mean the universe can't really answer the question yet, because there might be some factors that have to play out first before the answer can be known, or the question wasn't very clear and maybe they had trouble answering it. All right, so we have number 1 blue maybe, number 2 yellow not now, number 3 green maybe, and number 4 red not sure. Guys, if you like this video, if you got any good messages out of it, I really hope you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share this video and the other videos on the channel with your friends and family. Put them out there on all the different social medias. Give them a chance to check out the channel as well. Leave me comments in the comment section. Those are very important to me, and I really, really like those. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. All of those things are free to do, and they're very, very, very useful for the channel. It helps us grow. We've been growing kind of steadily over the last several months, and we'd like to keep that momentum going, and this is the easiest way for that to happen. It helps YouTube decide to share our videos with other people, and it'll help us keep growing, and we greatly appreciate it, very much so. If you get a chance, I would love for you to check out the other videos on the channel. We have lots of different timeless tarot readings that might be of interest to you. We also have flip-throughs of the different card decks so you can see what they look like. We have videos on how to read tarot cards if that is something of interest to you. Also coming up in the near future, we're going to start doing another series of readings on rune readings with numerology involved with those. So that might be a series you might be interested in checking out as well. All right, guys, we look forward to seeing you in future videos. I really hope you have a great year 2021, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Capricorn Pile 3, those of you that chose the blue stone. Let's take a look at what energies or other things you might be dealing with throughout the year 2021. We have our Black Moon Astrology card that I'm going to do first. I'm going to look through our booklet here. I'm going to read what's in there because there's lots of messages, a lot of detail in there, so I want to make sure you get all of that. Then we're going to look at our tarot cards to get some extra information or clarification. We're going to do our charms to get some more information there. And then we're also going to do our oracle spheres. So you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you would like an answer to. So let's get started here. Let's see where we're at. We have number 34, the 10th house, the world. Ooh, that's a really good card. All right, number 34. The desire for fame tempts even noble minds. St. Augustine, the city of God. Fame and the world at large. In astrology, the 10th house, which is at the top of the zodiac, embodies the masculine principle and represents the father or a primary male influence, or at least a very powerful, influential man. It can also represent the man in a woman's life. Because the 10th house opposes the 4th house, it can sometimes represent the woman or the mother in your life. But mostly the 10th house stands for reputation and your standing. This is an ambitious card. It's about owning the world and being on top of the world. It is the ultimate card to have for when you need to be confident in what you are doing and to go for what you want and nothing less. Because the 10th house is the house of Capricorn, it indicates you are about to put forth a diligent and concentrated effort. The climb in the advancement of your reputation is what the 10th house card means when it turns up in a spread. It also suggests looking at everything as the big picture. Since the 10th house is ruled by Saturn, being required to tell the truth or to be honest will have great bearing on how you advance your goals. People will discuss what you're doing, what you have started or are about to make. You may be contacted by the media, become recognized, or at least you will see your efforts in some public forum. The matter in hand may have something to do with governments, traveling to other lands, or encountering foreigners. Or it could just mean your ambitions are about to gain momentum. Layers of illusion will be removed, your essential self disclosed. This could be in relation to the public or a possible love interest. If a love interest, they could be older or more established, or they will work along beside you in meeting your goals. If this card comes up, it can sometimes mean playing along with the status quo to get ahead. It could be to do with paying your dues, grabbing what you can, and taking advantage of a situation. This card suggests how high you can go in this lifetime, or at least concerning the issue at hand. Since it symbolizes the world, it also represents the earth, so working the land or acquiring land is something that may come into play, and can therefore denote growth, crops, plants, farmers, and farming. Since Sandra plays in, this card can also represent a reaper, such as in you reap what you sow. So with the 10th house card, you get back what you give. In essence, though, this is the primary card of fame and infamy, your legacy, and what you will become known for. It is the house of success and failure. And this card will tell of what will likely come about, depending on the surrounding cards and upon the energies that surround you at the current time. Truth and honesty will decide this matter. The universe is supporting you now. The 10th house card in brief. Power, your position of power and how you are thrust onto it. Reigning powers, influential people, meeting persons in power, the world travels, the public, the masculine principle, the father, the husband, the most important man in your life, the subject of the reading. If male, your reputation, how you are viewed, fame and infamy, your legacy, the upper spine, physical endurance, aging, measure, time, clocks, using others, sucking up to others, the sycophant, hard work or not working hard enough, planning, diligence, step-by-step success, not overnight success, being methodical and efficient, banks, privilege, the elite going to where the money is, achieving success, people paying attention, the voice of wisdom, ownership, destiny, and your place in the world at large. The tarot card corresponding to this is the world, and key ideas are life's calling, what you have to do, career, the mother, the father, glory, reputation, and fame. Okay, so that's pretty exciting right then and there. Let's see what else we've got going here. We have appreciation, number 15. So once again, your work is probably going to pay off. You're going to be appreciated. People are going to notice you this year. That looks like that's a major theme already. Let's see what else we got. The Knight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. The King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely. The Four of Cups, the Justice card, the Seven of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Emperor, and the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Interesting. So interesting. Okay, your Seven and your Nine of Pentacles, very much reaping what you've been sowing coming forward here. And even the Eight of Pentacles, she's hard at work here. She's getting the efforts of her work. And I feel like what you've been building towards maybe for quite a while, what you've been working towards possibly in your career, probably in your career, is going to finally get noticed. It's going to get noticed by important people. It could be your boss, your boss's boss. It could be the government. It could be other people. We have lots of people here that kind of denote that. We have the Emperor, the King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. Those kind of energies mean that they're going to notice this effort, and you're going to reap the benefits of it. You're going to be able to reap what you've sown. You're going to be able to collect on that. You're going to be able to get that recognition, get that money for that hard work, get the things that you want and desire. This Seven of Cups, she has lots of wishes up in the air here, lots of things that she could get and grab for, and I feel like those are at your reach. Those are things that you can get, because we do have the Four of Cups here too. It's interesting how we had the Four of Cups. The Four is opposite of the 10th house. They balance each other out, and that deals with the mother and the home and the other things, where the 10th deals more with the father and the career and fame and those kinds of things. So it's interesting how you had kind of both of them in the reading here. I do think you guys are worried a little bit about your future, or about how things are going forward, because in this Seven of Cups, she's wishing for these things, but she's not sure she can have them. It's kind of raining on her. In the Four of Cups, she's kind of not seeing what's kind of right there in front of her, available to her. The Nine of Swords is kind of having nightmares, worrying about things hanging over your head. So I feel like you guys have this energy of being worried about getting what you deserve, getting your recognition, getting the things that are out there. I feel like you guys have had to work so hard for so long, and you just feel like it's never going to happen, that it's never going to be there. You guys, some of you guys might be YouTube creators. You might have put other things out there in the universe, other things that you've been dealing with, other things that you've done, and you've just not gotten the recognition that you thought maybe you would get. You've not really grown the way you thought you would. But that recognition now is kind of at hand. That people seeing you, people being appreciative of the work you've done, people noticing what you've done, people in higher positions that might be able to do something about it are finally going to notice. You're finally going to start reaping the rewards of that hard work that you've been putting in. And now's not the time to despair anymore. Now's the time to get past that energy and start the reaping energy and the other things like that. Because, change is coming. Victory is coming. The Five of Swords, you notice how these people are walking away from this fight, and they're able to gather up all of these swords here. So they won the battle, they won the fight, and that's where you guys are at now. You guys have kind of won that hard-fought victory for recognition, for getting what you needed. The Justice card kind of shows that too. The Justice card is a very balanced card. It, you got to figure out how to get the scales to tilt, in your favor. You got to figure out how to get them to go one way or the other. And I think they're finally going to tip in your direction this year, basically. Also, it could indicate for some of you, and this is only for a few of you, if you are involved in any kind of court cases or other stuff for any reason whatsoever, I do think that those are also going to tip in your favor. I think you're going to get the notice, and the authority figure is going to pay attention to you in that. So I feel like that's there too. So that's the kind of energies you have going on this year, where you're going to finally get appreciated, noticed, reap the benefits of all your hard work that you've had in the past, finally start getting something for everything that you've put out there in the universe already. That's going to start coming your way. It's going to start showing up. You're going to start noticing it. It's going to be time to put away these fears and not noticing what's available. You need to make sure that you do that too, because if you stay stuck in this energy of the Nine of Swords, the wistfulness of the Seven of Cups, the not noticing what's in front of you, Four of Cups, if you stay in that energy, it'll be hard for you to reap these rewards. It'll be hard for that recognition to come. It'll be hard for the universe to be able to bestow that upon you, because you won't be ready for it. So you need to prepare yourself for that recognition that's coming this year, so that when it gets here, when that recognition happens, you can start reaping those benefits and pulling that in right away. Okay, so that's just really important for you guys to remember to do that, because sometimes we get stuck in these other energies and we forget that, oh, wait, good stuff's happening. Good stuff's happening. Our wishes are coming true. Our dreams are coming true. And that's where you guys are at. That's the energy you guys are in. And you need to make sure that you're able to receive that energy when it comes to you. Okay, we have our charms. Let's go ahead and look at those. There might be some other messages that will be useful, or other energies that you might be dealing with as well. Plus, we're going to look at our oracle spheres too. Alrighty. Okay, let's see what kind of energies we've got going here. We've got letters. Let's see, we've got a B, A, F. Those might be initials or mean something specifically to you. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, I want to let you guys know right now for sure that, wow, this is so much coming through here. Okay, first of all, your creative passions and energies, I think, are going to be flowing very strongly this year. But also your connection to Spirit's going to be really, really important. Because Spirit is with you this year. Spirit is on your side. You've got the heart, you've got love, you've got the cross, you've got the word beautiful, you have the spirit feather. All of those things show that Spirit is with you this year. Okay. Also, what's for you will not pass you by. So that's really important message, because, like I said, don't get stuck in this energy of not thinking you can't get what you're dreaming of. If it's meant for you to have it, it's going to come. It's going to get there. But you got to believe it. You can't be stuck in the energy of not believing it. But Spirit is on your side this year. You have all of these messages from Spirit here. That you're creating things beautiful. They consider you very beautiful. They're there with you. They love you. All of that. The Spirit is there. We also have the swan, which is kind of, I think, of the ugly duckling turning into the swan this year. So, that's where the beautifulness, you're beautiful, and that's where the notice is going to come in. You're going to get noticed because you're going to turn into this beautiful swan this year. So you're going to get noticed. People are going to pay attention to you. We also have the star, which says love you too. So that's another message from Spirit. because stars are up there, in the spirit and then love you. It's just another message of how much they love you. So I want you to know how much your spirit guides and spirit and, the energies, how much you are being supported this year and how much they love you and they see you, they recognize you and all of that. Your intuition might be a little bit important this year as well. You have the sun and the moon. Here, the sun is things being reflected on you. The moon is could be your worries and your fears. So you kind of have that dual thing going on this year where you have your worries and your fears and your emotional, worried about that. But then you also have the sun shining on you and letting people see your efforts. Every journey begins with one step, and that is important. You need to take this journey this year believing that you can have this recognition and have what you want out of this, because I think that that's a journey you haven't really gone on yet, and it's really important. We have lots of emotional cards here. We have Four of Cups. Once again, that's a double up energy. Like I said, that kind of corresponds to the 10th house. It's kind of the balanced energy. It's the balanced energy of the Justice card. Which is good. It's a balanced energy of the sun and moon up here because that's what they represent, the sun and the moon. So that's great. That's really good balance. It's good to have that balance. And make sure it doesn't tip too far one way or the other, especially towards the negative energies, that the dark energies that the moon and feelings can possibly throw you into. That's possible. That does sometimes happen. So you got to be really careful about that. We have the Five of Cups and the Seven of Cups. So once again, it's a doubled up energy. To me, that's just the warning of being careful of not getting stuck in that energy. Okay, not getting stuck in this worrisome energy of not getting what you desire and what's out there. We have the Two of Spades and the Seven of Spades. The sevens are kind of difficult cards. Or can be at times, especially the spades and the cups, in that they're kind of, they're change energies, but they're changing along with spirit. They're changing along with, spirit is kind of help guiding that change and doing with it. So they can kind of be a little bit difficult to deal with. They're a little bit difficult energies, and you might have some of that this year where it's a little difficult for you to kind of make that switch and make that change, but it's there. But we also have the Queen of Hearts, and that's the Queen of Cups, and you also have the other queens and kings. So that's just great. That just shows, once again, the recognition that you might get from higher ups and from authority figures. We do have a little bit of intuition with the cat here. We also have the dragon energy, which is a fiery, passionate energy. Make sure that you keep your passions high this year. Make sure you're very passionate about what you do and that you stay fired up, because that's kind of important. We also have kind of the Christmas tree here. Once again, I see that as wish fulfillment, dreams come true. We have the Ruler, which is a measured energy. I think of things being measured out, and that's where I think of the Justice. It's important to get that balance in your life this year, because there's lots of balance energies going on in your reading, in which I think it's kind of screaming out balance. You need balance. You need to stay balanced. You need to do that. And so I just kind of want you to make sure that you keep that energy going. Be measured in your thoughts and your feelings that go forward. Okay, we do have our Oracle spheres here. We have 4 different stands you can choose from. We have number 1 yellow, 2 blue, 3 red, and 4 green. So whichever one you would like your answer to appear on. So be thinking of your question and we'll go from there. Number 1 yellow is a not sure. That might mean some things need to play out before the answer can be known. Number 2 blue is a maybe. Kind of some muddled energies going on here. Number 3 red is a probable. A little bit more sure. And number 4 green is a very likely. Okay, so we have 1 yellow not sure, 2 blue maybe, 3 red probable, and 4 green very likely. Guys, I really hope you had some really important messages come out of this reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share this video or the channel with your friends and family. Put it out there on all the different social medias. Give them a chance to take a look at the channel, see what they think. Leave us comments in the comments section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. All of those things are free to do, and they're very, very useful for the channel. It helps us grow. We've been kind of growing kind of steadily for the last several months, and we'd like to keep that momentum going. All of those things help YouTube decide to share our channel, and so that's how it grows, and that's the easiest way for it to happen. So we really appreciate it in advance for all of that you guys do for us. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings out there on lots of different topics. We also have flip-throughs of the different card decks so you can see what the different cards look like. We have videos on how to read tarot cards. And also coming up in the near future, we're going to start doing a new series of videos along with the tarot readings where we're going to do some rune readings with numerology involved with those. So that might be a series that you might want to check out when we start doing that. Alright guys, we look forward to seeing you in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.